In this video, I'll teach you how to use the agent that we created in the previous video in VolansDB. So one thing that we'll need is the agent ID. And for this tutorial, you can use any agent you created. So let's head over to the workspace. And in the workspace, we're first going to need to create a table. And essentially, tables are what the agents will work on. And the tables just supply the agent with the data or files that we want the agent to run jobs on. So if we click the create plus button, I'll name the table Apple, and I will be creating a table from the row dataset that we created in this series as well. And that row dataset we named YouTube. So let's click create, and we can see that, okay, when we view the table, we see that, okay, this file is coming from the YouTube dataset as expected. And it is the file that we saw, which was the Apple Pay ad video. So now let's create a new worksheet. And I already wrote the SQL down, and I'll put the SQL code in the description below. And this SQL is a SQL-like syntax that we created. Essentially, we were able to run our own custom functions that we made that allow you to run agents on the tables that you imported using SQL. So the two functions that are of interest would be run agent sync and run agent. Run agent just runs your agent on the jobs asynchronously, and run agent sync does it synchronously. I'm using run agent sync for the purpose of this video, but you guys will probably use run agent more often to schedule the jobs asynchronously. Both take in the same parameters. So the first thing we need to pass in is the agent ID, so it knows which agent to run. And then if you recall, this agent took in two inputs. The first input was named video, so we're passing in the file here. And this file is coming from the Apple dataset, or the Apple table. And that's just specified because we're accessing the from Apple table. So if you imagine that you had many files here, this would essentially allow you to run this agent on all those files just in a few lines of SQL. And then the second input was the instruction, and we just type something in here for that. And let's run it and see what happens. So we can see that the job finished, and as expected from how we configured the agent, we get the summary, we get visual elements in the ad, we get the music style, what scenes there are. So this was a tutorial on how to run your agent in VolansDB. I hope this was helpful. Please join our Slack workspace. You can message us there if you have any questions. You can also refer to our documentation for more in-depth guide on the specific functions you guys can use in VolansDB. I'll link all these down in the description below.